Hey ladies, welcome back, and today we are going over posing, some simple ways to decide which front pose is for you in bikini and wellness. So make sure you check out my other posing tips that I have on this channel, and let's get started. When it comes to our front pose, this is going to be the pose you're holding the longest and is the most important for showing the judges your complete physique. We know that one of the ground rules with posing is you always want to show your best assets and find ways to hide your flaws. So depending on your height, depending on how long your legs are, how long your torso is, depending on how wide your clavicle bones and your shoulders are, depending on how developed your muscle bodies are, we are going to adjust and tweak our posing based on all of these things. When it comes to the front pose, bikini and wellness are very similar in the fact that we are changing our stance based on the size of our legs. So when you think about bikini, you want a more balanced physique from the top to the bottom, whereas wellness, they want the legs to look bigger than the upper. So we're going to use that, whichever division and category you're doing, to our advantage. I want to make sure that if I was doing bikini, and obviously my quads, I would not be able to do bikini and do well, I'm going to make my legs what they call streamline on the front or the back pose. We're focusing specifically on the front pose right now. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, I'm a big advocate of practicing both sides. That way you are able to work on your mobility, your flexibility on both sides, and also you don't create any imbalances with your physique and always posing that left glute to the front versus the right glute to the front. Our front pose, we are creating symmetry, but we are also showing what our shape looks like from the glute down to the hamstring, as well as from that shoulder, the lat, and the waistline. But you want to angle your upper body away from the judges to make your physique look more slender. Front leg being my left leg, I'm going to have just a slight bend in that knee. I'm not going to lock it out. You'll see some girls lock it out depending on their physique. And then I'm going to step my back foot, which is my right leg, out and point the toe. What does that do? It creates this leg to look longer, look more slender, and I can show off my calf. So a lot of bikini athletes, they're going to rotate that heel towards the audience, towards the judges, so that they can see more of the calf. Versus in wellness, you're actually going to rotate the knee in to make this leg look thicker. From here, if I'm doing a bikini front pose, my back hand is going to be on my waist, rotating the shoulder forward. And what we're going to do is we're just going to create a balanced look with our shoulders being level, that arch showing from the lower back to the glute, and keeping that waistline tight. Sometimes you see girls leaning a little bit more forward, sometimes they're more upright, totally depending on the physique, your structure. Do the exact same thing here with my right glute towards the judge, my left foot angled out. I don't know which one I like better. Go ahead and comment below which side you like better on me if I were to do bikini. So that's the bikini front pose. If we were to do the wellness front pose, we are going to modify it quite a bit in comparison. We're gonna start off with that back leg. You don't wanna lock it out all the way. Have a slight bend in it, pointing not directly at the judges. Typically I'll angle at either 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. That front foot will be directly at the judge. From here, I lift it up and I'll sink some weight into that back glute. What is that gonna do? It's gonna create more width in the hips. From here, the back hand goes on the waist again, but this is one of the bigger differences is I actually don't flare my lats and I don't really try to flex my shoulder. So I'm going to keep my waist angled away from the judge. And here, I'm going to keep my chest lifted and angle my right leg towards the judge, and I'm flexing this glute. I can also do it on this side where we're going to have that front leg, the knee is bent, calf is raised, pushing the weight into my back hip, hand on the back, waist, and we're starting here. And I'm always trying to keep back engaged and lifted. So the front poses technically are not the same, but when you look at Wellness is side pose. That's where it's very similar to bikini, except you're gonna keep your feet planted closer together, and we're trying to really show the size and the shape in our legs here or on this side.